your secret space station.
Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station.
Jamil Payne.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Kyle Fulton.
Shut up! Shut your goddamn mouth!
DJ Jack Random.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit!
Jack Random.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to the show. I am your host, the Macadocious, DJ Jack Random, and joining me as usual is my persnickety podcast partner, Mr. Kyle Fulton. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
It's going. And also joining us, the third member of the Trinity of the amazing saviors of the universe. He is our friend, Jamil Payne.
Dracarys.
You just gotta go right into it, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Game of Thrones fuckery?
Yes, it is.
You're just going straight for it, huh?
I heard that I missed the heel turn of the century.
It's like when Hulk Hogan went heel with the NWO, Jack. That's how drastic it was.
Not America's hero revealed to be the third member of the Outsiders. No.
Here's what. Okay.
Go ahead,
From my perspective,
go ahead, Kyle. Yeah.
What has happened here is for the past year or so, I've been saying to everyone who will listen, you guys know Daenerys is the bad guy, right? Like, she's evil. Like, she's done a lot of really, really, really horrific bad things. And they just happen to be the bad guys, so you're all rooting for it. But she's, like, really bad, and she's not a good leader, and she doesn't know how to fight. And there is nothing good about her except that she's super inspirational and charismatic, right? And, like, the second something really threatens her reign, she's gonna fucking snap, right? Like, this is gonna happen. I've been saying it for, seriously, literally a year, because I rewatched the entire series back to back twice in this past, like, not even year, like in this 9-month period. I have done that, all right? And I've been saying that. And everybody's been like, nah. And so what I'm saying here is no one paid attention but me, and you're all wrong.
Does that feel good, Kyle?
Yes.
Simple enough.
I blame feminism for people being upset.
What?
I actually, okay.
Clarify that.
I get it completely.
So this is the thing, right? I think, okay, so this is the thing, right? I'm with Kyle. I didn't know exactly, I didn't know for a fact that she was going to turn, but if you watch this show, it's always been a possibility. Like, it's always been that possibility. They've been laying seeds for this since the first season that this bitch might be crazy. Now, I'm only halfway joking about I blame feminism, but there is this thing where, like, people feel like females should just be unlikable as men, but, like, there's caveats to that. So anytime she would do something crazy and you'd be like, that bitch got the crazy eyes, somebody would yell you down like, well, you know, if a man did it, you wouldn't be mad. You just saying it because she's a woman. And that's what people fooled themselves into thinking for 8 seasons that she's not doing anything. She's not doing anything a man wouldn't do, a male hero would do. But like she crucified slave masters, and you know that's cool, right? Yeah, you slave masters, but she still crucified like 200 niggas, and had their bodies thrown like through the city. Like,
yeah, they were like literally on straight up fucking crosses every 10 feet in the entire city. And she had them like pointing places like they were fucking road signs. She's fucked up. She is fucked up.
And they were still alive.
And
they were still alive. And like, you know, she sends you to death if you try to take them down if they was your family members. Then, like, she was burning any motherfuckers that had anything to say about her. But she had all this support system to kind of quell her, like, worst instincts. But like people kept saying it, like her boyfriend even said at one point, like, "Hey, baby, you're not really a ruler, you're a conqueror. Like, you're a good conqueror, you're not really a ruler, you know." And anytime she had like some crazy bloodthirsty idea, somebody would calm her down. But she just kept murdering people in these horrific ways. They just happened to be bad people. And she kept saying, "I will burn your cities to the ground. I will take shit by fire and blood." What the fuck you people thought that meant?
Yep.
But again,
it's just.
But like people kept saying she's no worse than any male protagonist. She just what she wants, blah blah blah. And like, nah, there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between being forceful and being like a bloodthirsty sociopath.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
She's Walter White. She seems to have good reasons for what she does, but at the end of the day, it's about the means, not the end.
So, now with that being said, I don't agree with the people that say this comes out of nowhere, because I think they've been seeding this. With that being said, the show fucked it up the last 2 seasons, and that's why...
Before you even get into that, I'm going to say this because I'm surrounded by... I don't watch this show. We've discussed that. I don't watch it. I can give a shit. You know, I'm not one of those people who brag about not being a Game of Thrones viewer. You know, I don't wear it like a badge of honor. I just never got into it. Shit. But I'm not going to, you know, begrudge anybody else for enjoying it. But, you know, I read the first 3 novels back 170 years ago. And I did watch a few episodes, well, maybe the first couple episodes of the first season. But I have seen about 45 minutes per season. Let's say that. And every single time I've caught a glimpse of the show and Dany's been on the screen, she has been absolutely nuts and threatening people. And her closest allies have been telling her, "Hey, you know, you're a little ruthless and bloodthirsty," and then she threatens them. Yeah. And so when she does this horrible thing at the end of the last episode, and everybody seemed just so surprised, I'm like, I'm not surprised, and I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
Every time, like I said, I've only seen 45 minutes a season, and each one of those times I've seen it, she was being crazy and threatening the people who were telling her she was being crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
and again, I was reading the books, and you know, even from the first book, I knew someone with her experiences, they're not going to be real stable.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about, and like there are 2 ways you can read most of what she has done in the series, and one of those ways is that she did horrible things, but out of passion for doing the right thing. And the other way to read it is that she did horrible things and used the right thing as a justification. And that's completely intentional. There's a saying they say over and over and over and over and over and over again about the Targaryens in this series, which is when a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin and the people hold their breath. And all that happened here is the coin came up tails, and everyone is pissed about it.
Because your pops was crazy too.
My perspective.
So, with that being said, these showrunners had completely fucked this up over the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Kyle, look, before you do that now, look, I agree with you. It's always been there, right? Like me and you agree on that, okay? Before you yell at me. Me and you agree there's always been there. These people are tripping and they think this shit came out of nowhere. Now, hear me out.
For the listeners who are unaware, I've been privy to this conversation between Kyle and Jamil for the better part of a week. So now you guys get to enjoy it. Continue.
Now, hear me out. The last 2 seasons have been truncated. The last season had 7, which they usually have 10, and this season has 6. And again, they're supposed to have 10. So, like, they're trying to wrap this story up in 13 hours. For this story to effectively work, they did 70 to 80% of the work It's that last 20 to 30% they didn't do because they've done these 2 truncated seasons. This show was never about spectacle. This show was always about the entry and the talking and the dialogue and the characters. They've completely took out most of the character work over the last couple of seasons, especially this season. So, like in the last few episodes, they've taken everything away from her. They took away her trusted advisors. They took away one of her dragons. She's down to 1 dragon. People know Jon Snow is like the rightful heir all of a sudden, but you don't get to but you only get really 1 scene of her like being crazy. And this goes for the whole season. This season, we needed 20 hours of the last 2 seasons instead of 13. Because again, me, Kyle, even you, Jack, right? We read comic books, we read all this fantasy shit. A lot of times you fill in the blanks yourself. Not everybody is like that. A lot of people need that bit of breathing room. And like you only get her flipping out because of a change on her face in 10 seconds. If that, you needed more time to make this believable for people.
Not if they were paying attention, though. Because she's been making that face. She's been making the same exact goddamn face every single time a person disagrees with her for 8 years. She's been clearly fucking crazy.
But Kyle, here's the thing, Kyle. The show has portrayed everything she done. Like, you're right, it's clever. But let's not pretend like the show plays it like she's a bad guy. The show never plays her like she's a bad guy, Kyle.
I would disagree with that, because every single time... No, listen to it. Every time she does this shit, everyone around her looks fucking terrified.
But every time
her advisors, her closest advisors, are like... I don't know about this. She's like, I'll fucking kill you. Like, she really does. Like, it's in more flowery language than that.
Kyle,
but she gets the same exact look.
Kyle, I get what you're saying, but everybody's ruthless on the show, so everybody thought she was being a ruthless good guy. But Kyle, let's not pretend.
They're not. They're not. This is a show full of fucking sociopaths, all right? This is a show... Well, yeah, with 3 sociopaths, and then everybody else is more or less trying to do the right thing.
Kyle, you're
I correct
pretending.
myself. 4.
Kyle, you're pretending like this show. You pretend like this show don't like the music don't swell every time she frees some motherfuckers. You pretend like that's not a thing. Like this show has showed nothing but sympathy and pity for her. Like, I'm with you.
That depends. I'm telling you, lately it really hasn't. It really has not. It did toward the beginning for sure, but lately they have not been leaning on that nearly as much. They just haven't been.
Kyle,
pretty much since the Slavers Bay incidents.
Kyle, that's what you think. Not everybody thinks that.
Everybody's wrong, because it hasn't been doing it.
No, it has. This show has positioned Danny as the good guy, and it positions Jon as the good guy, and it positions them as the new king, the new future king and queen of this beautiful utopia. Look, don't get me wrong, that bitch going crazy and torching King's Landing. I personally believe this show has been on a downswing for the last three or 4 seasons. What she did last episode is the most Game of Thrones thing. I'm back around to praising the show. This is the most Game of Thrones thing this show has ever fucking done in like 3 or 4 seasons. This up there with Red Wedding and like Ned Stark beheading. Spoiler alert for everybody.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And look, this is why I say it's clever, but they didn't stick the landing. This show has told you from the beginning that it's not Lord of the Rings. It tells you all the time, hey, we're not Lord of the Rings. We're not your high fantasy. Don't think we Lord of the Rings. And these motherfuckers didn't listen. Now all of a sudden, their children got Hitler as their little girls got the Hitler as their name because motherfuckers didn't listen. The show was telling you from the get go, we ain't Lord of the Rings. Alright, this ain't no good guy bad guy shit. And people still fell for it. It was the greatest magic trick ever. But I just didn't think they stuck the landing because they didn't do their last bit of character work. And I found out why.
But what I'm saying, I don't think that character work needed to be done because I think it was already done. Like, that's what the first 7 seasons were for. This last little bit, the reason it's short and the reason the episodes are actually, 3 of them were an hour. These last 3 are all feature length. They're all over 90 minutes, including last week.
Kyle, it just doesn't.
But
Kyle, just 2
hang on,
episodes.
just stop it.
Okay.
Hang on. This is like an Endgame kind of situation. We had 7 years of fucking character build-up and stuff, and if you didn't happen to notice that Danny was fucking insane in that 7 years, that is your problem, not the show's.
But Kyle,
because it's there.
Look,
it's
Kyle,
really there.
Look. There's been hints of it, right? But again, it's that thing.
Not hints.
Kyle,
it's just
Kyle,
in the show.
2 episodes ago, she was saving humanity with her dragon, saying how much she loves.
I'm sorry, Jamil, is she
no.
or is she not a human? If she didn't save humanity, she'd have died too. You do not get points for saving the planet.
But that's the thing, though, Kyle. It's not like they portraying her as a savvy battle plan person, like a Tyrion or something. They portraying her as someone that's being genuine. She even said, "I'm here because I love your brother."
Okay, you can be evil and have feelings. Did we not just watch fucking?
But they don't play her like she's
think about fucking
though.
Thanos.
They don't
this
play
enormous
her.
amount
They don't
of praise
play her
for.
Like, they don't play her like Thanos. They don't play her like Thanos. They don't play her like Cersei.
How not?
They don't.
How do they not?
Because they play her as the hero. She have all the good guys on her side. Kyle,
okay,
Kyle,
listen to me.
Kyle, you're not smarter than everybody. You're not smarter than everybody else, Kyle.
Apparently, I fucking am.
No, you're not. That's the thing.
No, Kyle. I think what's happening here is you might have thought this was absolutely perfectly clear, and in fact, you might not have actually seen this coming as much as you think you did, Kyle. It seems like it's one of those situations where some shit happened and you were like, yeah.
No, I did.
Look, again.
I saw this shit coming.
And now you're retroactively making the connections in your head. Now it's obvious.
Well, no,
do you want me to go find text chains of me arguing with people about this exact? Because I am telling you right the fuck now, I called this shit.
But the fact that you felt the need to convince people over the course of these months should tell you it wasn't blindingly obvious the way you claim it is. Because you evidently had fights with people up, Jamil isn't the first.
What it tells me is exactly what Jamil was saying. People decided that she was the hero. Okay, they decided she wasn't acting like one.
The show plays her as the
echo
hero.
what Jamil is saying, they have gone out of their way to present her as a hero. Of course, I just said the few times I've seen the show, she was on some crazy, loopy, destructive shit. But even as a casual observer, I could see that they portrayed her as a major protagonist.
Okay, listen to me, because that's the point. That's the point. That's exactly the point. Okay. They want you to be thinking about this. They want you to suddenly realize that you have been rooting for the villain, okay? Because that's why the entire last episode was from ground level, all right? We didn't go up with her seeing it. Once she started wrecking the joint, it was all ground level, and we saw all these people die horrible fucking deaths because they wanted to put us on the ground in the other places she has conquered. They wanted to show us what she has been doing.
Once it started, it was great. Okay, I'm sorry.
And that's the fucking point. That is the point. You're supposed to be upset. You're supposed to be looking at what you have been rooting for this entire time. That's the damn point. Okay? Because at the end of the day, whether or not the people she was crucifying were slavers, right? The point is that the people of that city don't see it that way.
But
Like,
I would.
just not everyone in the city was a slave her. She's just some chick that showed up and crucified their entire
bloodline,
like a whole third of their damn society, and just left them up.
Kyle, but that's the thing, Kyle, I agree with you with that, right? But it's no different than like Arya becoming like a trained sociopath. We still root for her. So like this the thing, right? It's supposed to be played as she's a hero, but maybe she's a bit crazy. But it's never played like, look, I'm with you. When she turned, it didn't surprise me that much because. Again, like I said, I've always thought there was a possibility, but not everybody is like that. Because again, Kyle, the show is brutal and ruthless. There's only one pure character on the show, and that's fucking Jon Snow. This show is brutal and ruthless, and she necessarily wasn't doing anything more brutal and ruthless than anybody else. In fact, she had the guise of doing it under good. No, but she had the guise of doing it as good. Again, I agree with you.
And that's the point. That's the point. If they had taken more time, right? If they had taken more time and seeded all of this stuff, then everybody right now would be able to justify what she's doing, and they shouldn't. They don't want us to be able to justify it. The entire point is they took away any possible justification for her actions. There is nothing we can say to defend these actions. She did it to innocent people out of sheer, unadulterated cruelty. That's the point. If we had given her a bunch of episodes of characterization leading up to it, then people would still be like, oh no, how tragic. She was pushed too far. And she wasn't. This is who she is.
I mean, are you guys familiar with
she was pushed too far, but it happened in such rapid succession that nobody had time to even...
No, you're misinterpreting it. It wasn't pushing her too far. Missandei dying was her excuse. And then her excuse got taken away from her, and then she couldn't hold it back. She was just like, fuck it, who cares if I'm looking like the good guy? This is who she is. She was always a monster. She was just a monster who happened to be pointed in our direction so that she was helpful.
But again, I agree with you. I just don't think they've done the work. Like, Kyle, these last couple of seasons...
There's no work that needs to be done because she's been doing these things for 8 fucking years.
And here's the thing, right?
Years.
It's just not that. I think the last couple of seasons have been spotty at best. Because come to find out, the showrunners got that about to get that Star Wars money. And they said, let's wrap this shit up. And like they haven't gave any credence to what the fuck they was doing. I get what you're saying, but like the show ain't been this, and all of a sudden it is.
Nobody that I have talked to about this has watched the show twice through all at once. Like, I watched episode after episode, okay? And this is how the show is. This is how it is. This is how it's always been. She's how she's always been. But nothing has changed. The quality has not shifted. The writing's the same. Thing. It's the same.
No, the writing is not. The writing is nowhere near as good as it once was. It's still a great show. It is still a great show, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. You cannot sit here and tell me these last couple of seasons has been good as season 3 or 4.
Yes, I can, because I watched them last fucking week, and they are.
They are not. They are not. And you can watch them, and that's another thing, too.
No one who has said this has been able to give me a single fucking example of a bad moment of writing other than this character did something I didn't want them to do. Nobody.
Everything is rushed. There's no time for anything to breathe. There's this. Look, Brienne leaves Jamie in the same episode. Kyle, none of this feels right. They are sacrificing character for spectacle.
They're not.
You keep saying they have not, but they have. Like, Jon Snow has been regulated to damn near extra this season.
Did Infinity War sacrifice character for spectacle when it comes to every character except for Thanos? Or did it just acknowledge that all of these characters are now established and we have reached the point in the story where we see the big thing? That's what has happened. We are at the end.
But Infinity War was part 1 of a 2-part story. Because as we talked about with Endgame, the part 2 of that story is nothing but about character and the little moments amongst this spectacle.
And that's why I wanted to wait until next week to talk about this after the finale actually happens. Because we don't know. I'm pretty sure, based on the pattern that this show has established, right? It's usually the episode before the season finale where the big moment happens, and then that finale is where we deal with the aftermath and all the little character bits.
And I want to make clear, I'm not saying the show is bad. Like, I'm not saying that. It's just not as good as it once was. And here's the thing, Kyle. You say you watched it back to back because you were sensitive. Like, not everybody does that, Kyle. You got to understand, people don't rewatch shows like that. They watch it over 8 years, right? They don't go back and watch the show back to back twice within the last year. Most people, so like you naming all these moments, right? And again, for people like us, we can hold on to that, but for other people, it's one moment amongst a million moments over an 8-year period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody rewatches everything. Like for them, yes, Danny has done some horrific shit, but Danny has done a whole bunch of great shit. Yes, Danny can be mean, but Danny can be vulnerable and nice and sweet and magnanimous on top of all the cruel shit that she's done. And again, you talking about all these horrific moments, but again, that's sparsed over 8 years. You just have to watch everything within a month. So it's all fresh and it's all new, and you can see all the little pieces connected. Not everybody's brains work like that. Most people just watch and enjoy the show, and for people, they can say, yeah, I can kind of see it, but it's on the showrunner's job to make sure at the end this connects. Like when Ned Stark got beheaded, and nobody was saying, oh, well, that came out of nowhere. When the Red Wedding happened, nobody said, well, that just came out of nowhere. Because you can look back from moment one to that moment and see why that happened. When Oberyn Martell got killed, you're like, okay, I can see how that can happen, right? For a lot of people, the last 2 seasons, they haven't done quite the job to connect those dots for everybody. Because this is the first time they've had this complaint on this level. Because they didn't do as good a job as they used to with foreshadowing this stuff. Like I said, I believe they did. I believe they did 70 to 80%. If that last 20 and 30 they didn't stick.
I disagree. It's not. You're not going to convince me here. It's not. If people aren't able to follow this shit, then they're watching the wrong goddamn show, aren't they?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I just can't insult most people because
it's not the show. I'm not insulting other people. I'm saying that if they can't follow all these little moments, then they're watching the wrong show. It ain't for them. There are other shows that are. There are other shows that do spell out fucking everything.
Well, you don't have to spell it out because guess what? When Ned Stark got beheaded, no one had to spell that out. The Red Wedding, nobody had to spell that out.
I think you're misremembering. Some people were pretty pissed. That's how I heard about those, even though I wasn't watching the show at the time. It was people throwing a fucking fit.
Oh, people threw fits, but this is on a whole nother level. They signed petitions.
No, that's not because of the magnitude. That's not because of the magnitude of the stuff. That's because of the fucking shitty-ass internet culture going the direction it has been. That would not have happened if this exact same season had happened 3 years ago. That would not have happened.
Man,
this is because of fucking Star Wars and because of people throwing that goddamn fit about Mass Effect 3 a few years ago. And
look, this is all I'm saying. And I think Jack, because I know your girl watches Jack. How did she feel? Because I know my mother, my sweet Christian mother was shocked. I don't know if she was mad, but she was like, what the fuck?
My girl watched that episode 4 times back to back, not believing what she was watching every time.
And what did she say the first time she watched it when you came on? What did she say?
She was like, I believed in her.
See, Kyle, that's how most people
That's the reaction you're supposed to be having.
Then don't be so surprised that people have it.
Yeah, Kyle,
I'm surprised that they're mad.
Kyle, it's like people have had this reaction that you said they're supposed to have, and you're like, ha ha ha! I'm smarter than you.
No, I'm not. Like I'm smart.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're doing. You supposed.
That's what you sound like, dude. I can give a shit. I don't watch the show. I'm a disinterested person listening to two assholes argue, and that's what you sound like.
Like, yeah, Kyle, like, people just, look, Kyle, everybody ain't like us, Kyle. Some people just enjoy the show.
Okay, Marika isn't anything like me, all right? She doesn't watch shows the way I watch them. She believed it. She understood it. She fucking followed it.
That's good.
Yeah.
But because did she do the rewatch with you?
No.
Okay.
Well, she did rewatch them pretty recently when she had gallbladder surgery, but it wasn't like that.
But,
anyway.
But Kyle, like you said, Kyle, if people supposed to have this reaction, why are you mad that they having this reaction?
I'm not mad that they're having the reaction, okay? I'm mad that they think that makes it bad. And I'm mad that they are going after the showrunners and the show and saying it's suddenly the worst thing ever and it was this spontaneous turn to it being bad, because it isn't. Like, whether or not these last few seasons are a little bit worse or a little bit better or whatever, that's debatable. I disagree, like, pretty fucking strongly. But this right here, this character turn, it's not out of nowhere. It's not bad.
But I agree with you,
All
Kyle.
that there is to this is what you were saying earlier, and this fucking rips me apart to say it, because I hate this, and I hate saying something like this, but it's true. And it's that fucking people like me, fucking hardcore goddamn SJW assholes like me, decided 6 years ago that she was their new badass icon, and now they're mad that they have to face the fact that they backed the wrong horse.
Kyle, I'm in agreement with you. I love this just for that simple fact, because I never forgot what show I was watching. But then again,
Yeah, me either.
But again, the three of us are alike in that way. But like I said, I think it's fun that all these people are named Khaleesi and Daenerys. Like, it's hilarious. It's fucking funny. But like, I always knew
they named their kid Voldemort.
Yeah, I know, right? They named their child Stalin.
Here's my. I'd like to introduce you to my son, Sauron.
That's his brother Blofeld.
Yeah.
This is my daughter, Darth Vader. Please shake her hand.
Yeah. Oops.
But no, I think this all great. I'm just saying, I understand why people are a little more upset than usual, because I believe they didn't quite stick the landing. That's all I'm saying.
I understand why people are upset on one level, right? Like, it hurts. This does hurt. I liked that character too. I still do. Like, I wanted her to not do this. I didn't want this to happen, and I did always feel like there was a chance it wouldn't, but
you see, that's what I think. I think
the
a
kind
lot
of being
people,
upset I'm talking about.
But like I think a lot of people thought that too. That, like, you know, they were just showing her being ruthless, but she just wouldn't go crazy. Again, it's a lot like Arya. We've seen Arya over the last 8 seasons become like a fucking cold-blooded assassin. I mean, like, their stories kind of parallel that way, that they both female and they both going through this thing, and they're being ruthless because we feel like they have to, right? And,
yeah.
and like, that's what people saw. People didn't necessarily see crazy mad Queen Daenerys. They kind of seen like a woman in a ruthless world who has to be ruthless against ruthless people.
Right. But then the comparison to Arya is part of what makes this work for me, because in the same exact episode, they had Arya faced with a similar choice between continuing to go in a ruthless direction or just going home.
But again,
and she chose to go home.
I agree with you. Everything after it starts, I kind of love. Like, everything. Not everything. I don't like what they did with Cersei and Jaime, and this is what I mean by the season feeling rushed. Like, Cersei has been a great character for so many seasons. I think she might have had 20 lines this whole season, if that.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that. It hasn't been a lot of Cersei. I'm kind of happy about it. I hate her, but but still though, you kind of, you know. And I know I'm supposed to hate her, and I do. I'm just saying I hate her like above and beyond the usual. I just hate her.
Actually, I find her cruelty kind of hot, but that's just me. Okay, Jack, we can talk about something else. I think we exhausted this.
This is why I wanted to wait, because
30
now
minutes.
we're gonna have to do this again in 2
30
weeks.
minutes.
You know that, right?
That's fine.
30 minutes.
That's fine.
30 minutes.
Because
30
series
minutes.
finale. I know. I hear you, Jack.
Yeah.
I tried
30
to
minutes.
avoid this.
Yeah, blame me. Y'all blame me for everything else. And then Jamal made pussy jokes. Whatever.
I have a notebook here with the.
Are you guys at all familiar with an actor named Noah Centineo?
I'm not.
No.
Get used to him. He is starring in the upcoming He-Man movie. He will be playing He-Man.
Are you saying He-Man?
I'm saying He-Man of the
Okay.
Masters of the Universe He-Man.
Huh.
As in, this is disturbing. It's from the Mattel Film Group.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not a sentence I wanted to hear ever.
That bothered me. And also what bothered me is, Noah, well, he's known for like young adult teen romantic comedies, I guess, like The Perfect Date, etc. And he appears to be a kind of average built Latino youth.
Well, I mean,
So it doesn't really look like the He-Man archetype.
Well, the messed up, in a perfect world, Chris Hemsworth and his brother will play Adam and He-Man in a perfect world, but this is not a perfect world.
well, maybe they're gonna. I mean,
Waiting. Go ahead, Kyle. Do that.
No,
Make
I
that
mean,
thing work.
maybe they're gonna Shazam it. I mean, remember he does change. He does change from.
He's playing both roles. I know that. I
know that, but I'm just saying, there's a lot you can do with makeup and CG and carefully applied clothing and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think that kind of, if they changed him too much, that would kind of take it away. Because you remember the original cartoon, what used to annoy the snot out of me was that the only difference between Adam and He-Man was the tan.
Yeah.
And clothes.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'll
be real with you. I don't care who plays He-Man. As long as they get fucking Skeletor right, that's all I care about.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yep.
I mean, it's like Transformers. One reason, there's a lot of reasons they're bad, but one reason they're so bad was Starscream ain't right. If you don't get Starscream right, you ain't got Transformers, in my opinion.
Well, that and the fact the movies are about people.
Yeah, and they're terrible.
Well, they're about people, and they're about people.
Yeah, they're very bad.
Nobody tuned in after school every day in the 80s to see the adventures of Spike and his dad. We wanted to see Optimus and Megatron. But no, the movies are about Spike and his dad.
So Jay, there must be a reason you're bringing this up.
No, I just thought it was interesting.
Oh,
well, there's a lot of dumb shit coming out. There's
not another interesting casting on the horizon. Not another interesting thing that may have happened in terms of who is playing a well-known character.
Do you have something in mind, Kyle?
Nothing else going on?
What were you? No, what?
No, something.
What am I missing? Who's playing what, Kyle?
I'm scared to say.
Oh no.
I'm scared to say because Robert Pattinson is Batman now.
I heard that.
For the Matt Reeves Batman movie, and you guys gotta know that I'm gonna have one of two reactions here, right? And I want you to guess which one you think.
Do you think it's hilarious?
Well, I mean, kinda, but no, I'm just saying, you gotta know, I I'm either like super into this or I'm gonna be super upset because it's Batman, and I love me some Batman.
But we acknowledge your love of Batman, but I also acknowledge that part of what you love about Batman is you can do pretty much anything with him.
Yeah.
So I think you love this.
I absolutely do love this. I think this is fucking fantastic. I think he's a much better actor than he gets credit for as a whole.
Yes, he is.
Well, I've never seen him in literally anything, so I don't have an opinion on it.
Twilight is fucking garbage, but it ain't his fault.
Well, I didn't see that. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, it's bad.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, you brought up this Batman casting. What was Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
Was his star?
Yeah.
And then she's kind of famous for being wooden and expressionless or one note. She's the lead in the new Charlie's Angels remake. Why they're doing that, I don't know, but that's the thing. Hello? Are you okay?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah. I was taking
we almost lost Kyle, Jack.
I almost killed Kyle.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, that's a thing that's happening.
Look, you know what? I've seen Kristen Stewart be good and stuff, so
well, it's Charlie's Angels. She doesn't exactly need to be good, right? I mean, it's Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels, you just got to be cute.
Wow, Jack, really?
It's cute.
I think she. Well, no. The problem
She's cute.
No,
She's good looking.
No. This is the thing. I just believe Kristen Stewart.
She's not Charlie's Angels.
Y'all. You're right. You're right. You don't have to be complete. You don't have to be good, but you gotta be bubbly. Even if Kristen Stewart is a good actress, one thing she ain't is bubbly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not really sure when it comes to her because I've never seen her in anything else. But my understanding of all the Twilight movies is that horrible bored expression on everyone's faces was mandated by the director. So, like, I don't think it's,
There was one movie I saw her in, and I don't think she was terrible, but, like you said, that it wasn't a role that required a huge range. God, what was it? American Alpha? Or Alpha? What's, the actor who people keep comparing him to you, Kyle, and nobody likes him.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Thank you. Eisenberg
American
plays.
Ultra, you're talking about American.
Yeah, American Ultra. Okay, yeah, he's an assassin. Yeah, who's been programmed, and Kristen Stewart's like his girlfriend, and his programming just suddenly he's like a complete slacker, stoner, dickhead, and his programming kicks in out of nowhere, and then suddenly he's Billy Badass. Yeah, Kristen Stewart was in that. She wasn't terrible, but it was the same kind of dour, emotionless character that she seems to play.
In interviews, she's always seemed very energetic and happy and friendly, and I just don't know what the hell happens when camera's turned on.
Camera saps her energy.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my explosive coughing fit wasn't entirely from her being cast in it as much as it was there being a new Charlie's Angels movie.
I'm as bewildered as you are. I didn't realize there was a demand for...
I don't think there is. I really don't. I mean, the show was like kind of iconic, but mostly just a product of its time and not exactly the best. You know, and then the movies.
There were like two hit movies though, so.
Yeah, but they were way
too
fucking.
No, you're misremembering
weird.
that. There was one hit movie.
Yeah, you're right.
They are so. Have you guys seen them since? They're weird. They're real weird. I know, but I'm just I didn't remember.
How did they get Bill Murray?
I didn't remember being that weird.
How did they get Bill Murray in that movie? I still to this day I don't know how much money did they pay Bill Murray to be in that movie.
Probably not much. He did Garfield.
Bernie Mac.
Look, I remember going to see that and thinking to myself, he won't do Ghostbusters 3, but he'll be in Charlie's Angel.
Well, that's out of spite, though. Well, anyway, It's weird how much I remember about fucking Charlie's Angels, okay? Like, there's this one scene where she goes down that hill and there's a couple of kids sitting in their, like, family room or whatever playing a video game, and they both have controllers, and they're doing that dumb thing that kids do or anyone does when they're told to act like they're playing video games, but they've never played a video game in their entire fucking life, and they just kind of mash every button at once and move their hands really fast, which is not how literally any game works ever under any circumstances, really. And then it cuts to another angle from them, and what is on the TV is Final Fantasy VIII. And it's the weirdest fucking, and that has sat in my head, that moment of being like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? They bothered to go get a real game and put it in the system and actually turn the fucking thing on for this shot. And then they just randomly picked a game that two people can't play and that you play at a slow pace. Like, if they were going to go that far, why didn't they just grab Tekken or something so that it would look at least a little bit correct? Like a little bit?
You're lucky the controllers matched the console.
I know. It's just...
You lucky it didn't have Pac-Man sounds.
I was just going to mention that. For 20 fucking years, whatever video game they showed on TV had the fucking Atari 2600 Pac-Man sound.
Yeah, even as recently as like 2010, they were doing that shit. It's so stupid.
It must be in a book of sound beds that just copyright free sound effects.
But that's not all. And Crispin Glover, and you guys remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the assassin dude.
Yeah, but you remember him fucking? He had like a micro. Seriously, like a 30-second, minute-long dance number to a techno remix of the Godzilla theme.
No.
That's in those movies. It's fucking weird, guys.
Okay, so we tell all the things that stick out in Charlie's Angels. Lasting memories. I'm gonna tell you my lasting memory. It's when Drew Barrymore is like captured in his evil base in the dungeon, right? And she does that thing where she was like, I'm going to kick your ass, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to moonwalk out of here, right? And she does all of it, but she doesn't moonwalk out. She does like some other shit, and I'm like, that's not a moonwalk. The fuck?
I hate that. I hate when that happens in movies.
She does everything she says, and she does like some other move, and she doesn't moonwalk out, and I was just like...
That's the Roger Rabbit, bitch.
I love it when they actually do it, and I remember that now, and that was weird and not great. It's fucking Chronicles of Riddick. I'm gonna kill you with my teacup. He kills the guy with his fucking teacup. It's great. I like that. But these are weird movies, guys, and I don't know that anything that could be made now...
Well, you had a question. You had a question before we started. Whether the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie, whether or not that's going to trigger an onslaught of terrible video game adaptations or terrible Pokemon anime adaptations. It was the combination of the Detective Pikachu movie. And that was it. You're right. You're right. That's exactly what it was. Detective Pikachu movie is the beginning of an onslaught of anime movies or bad video game movies, and it could be both because Sonic is coming out. And Sonic looks so bad.
Oh yeah,
it looks so bad. Just the design of the character. Well, you know what? We knew that was going to be a problem from the first teaser posters.
Yep, Dobby in a fursuit. It's very unpleasant.
The teaser poster just showed Sonic's legs and his feet.
Long ass legs.
Yeah, from Sonic's point of view, like he's looking down at his own feet. He's sitting on top of the Golden Gate Bridge, and you can see Sonic's speed signature, the blue lines going across the bridge to where he's sitting. And they're long, muscular legs, long human legs, furry human legs.
Oh yeah.
With orange sneakers. And then now we've seen the rest of him, and he's got a little funny face and human teeth in that fox face. With
Yeah,
humans.
and
Oh, weird.
the mouth is clearly not built into like the structure of his jaw at all. So he doesn't like he has the animal head shape, but he doesn't have the animal jaw motions. So it looks like they fucking annoying oranged his mouth onto
That's
the thing. It's not good. It's not good. No aspect of this is good. What the fuck happened? How did this happen?
Well, it was so bad, they said, we hear you, we're going to go change it. Now, on one hand, that's a good thing. On another hand, I don't know how I feel about giving in to the internet mob.
Okay, can you guys hear all that noise? Because I guess apparently the garbage is getting picked up right now, and that's...
Barely. No, it's fine.
There's yard work going on next door to me, so I can't hear anything.
Okay, cool.
I don't hear none of that shit, so it's fine.
Okay,
I hate that they're giving in to an internet mob because that's literally never the result I want. And now what's going to happen here is they're going to spend a lot of time and money fixing this, and then it's still going to suck because the movie looks fucking shitty, entirely independent of Sonic. So they're going to like waste all this money and time and fix it, and now we won't even have the entertainment value of the Uncanny Valley Sonic.
So
there is that.
So speaking
did I tell you guys that I watched the live action Woody Woodpecker movie?
Oh, how was that? How was that? That's, you see, I couldn't watch it because that's something from my childhood that I love, and that like it would ruin it.
That's exactly the reason I had to watch it. I loved Woody Woodpecker as a child. You know, he was a second string Bugs Bunny. We knew that, but it was still Woody, and he had his adventures, and he was a dickhead. He was an asshole, just like Bugs was, but he was an entertaining asshole, you know, like The Rock. But, oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
What a terrible. The CG was so bad. Woody was the only CG character. And they might as well have just hand-drawn animated him in there. It would have looked more realistic.
That actually
it would have looked more real. Yeah, you know, Disney, old Disney style. You know,
yeah, like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes,
That would have worked better.
That actually would have been cool. All right, anyway, sorry.
He looked so bad. The premise was, you know, it's old school. Developers are going to destroy his woodland home, so he pecks them all in the head, and they eventually leave. And he befriends a young girl who's like the architect's daughter or some shit. And no one understands Woody. Woody sounds like a bird to everyone, but we hear him and he talks.
So, guys, speaking of trailers, how about that Star Wars trailer?
We're just moving right on from the existential horror brought upon us by Woody Woodpecker.
And so, yes, I got nothing to say.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
So Star Wars.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Star Wars. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
I did it by choice.
I know, right? That
makes
makes it even worse. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, that is.
I could have stopped at any time.
Look, it's like sticking your dick in a socket. You might be curious, but you know it's going to end bad.
We had different childhoods.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. Star Wars. Looks good.
Guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been crazy about the last two Star Wars movies. And still...
I didn't know. What a shock.
And still, this trailer almost had me weeping.
Yeah,
what the fuck, man? Why do Star Wars... How do Star Wars do this? At this point... There's been almost more bad Star Wars movies than there have been good Star Wars movies. And still, I get chills every time there's a new trailer.
Because it might be good. Sometimes they are. That's great.
Every Star Wars movie is a new hope.
Yeah. The last, it's about even. No, wait. Okay, so bad. There are 3 levels of Star Wars. There's like fucking bad. There's that was pretty good, and then there's fucking phenomenal to me. And I think it's about evenly split among the 3 categories. Like, there are some real bad ones. There are some pretty good ones, but then the ones that are like really good are like really good. And the bad ones are pretty much
The prequels.
well, I mean the prequels,
And Solo.
yeah, but Solo's okay.
Solo's okay. The main problem with Solo was
Solo?
the dude they got playing Han.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Hey, y'all, his name is Solo because he's alone. You get it? Huh? Get it?
Yeah, that was
Get
a
it?
little dumb.
Latin, nigga. Latin. There's Latin in the galaxy far, far away. Solo.
I remember, did that episode ever go out? Didn't we talk about this?
I don't know, but man, every fucking time I think about that shit,
No, that episode did not go out.
I want to raise.
Okay.
I want to raise the world every time I think about that shit. I could have walked out the movie theater.
Yeah, that's real bad.
No,
I
the
agree.
part that got me, I didn't see that movie. I saw it on my couch, and the part that almost got me to walk the fuck out of my own house was when Han is running from the gangsters, and he runs into the Empire to the Empire's recruiting station, and he sits there for a minute. And he sees all the recruiting posters and et cetera, and playing over the PA system is the Imperial March.
But that kind of makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. It's called the Imperial March for a reason.
It sounded like it was coming out of some, tinny little Bluetooth speakers,
Yeah.
like 3 feet to his left. It pulled
It's just a
the
recruitment
fuck
office.
out of the movie. It was
I
like a
don't get
character.
why.
It was like if Han was like walking around when he meets Chewbacca and Chewbacca is whistling.
It's not quite like that though, because we actually do this. Like every armed forces thing we have has their own. You know that you were in the Navy. They've all got their own little.
I couldn't tell you a Navy song.
There is one. It's
my point is I couldn't tell you.
Or look at it like this.
Okay, look. It's not like in the recruiting station they're playing Keith David commercials, okay?
Are you sure? They might be now.
I'm pretty damn sure.
Different. They could be now.
Well, Jack, look at it like this, Jack. Everybody knows the national anthem. It's like their national anthem. It is called the Imperial March. I would assume that it would be their actual music.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, like.
Because it's never been played. It's never been played within the body of the movie before. It's always been.
Like Shores of Tripoli.
Jack, I agree, but it's kind of clever because it would be their music. If you're gonna have,
it's about as clever as his last name being Solo because he's by himself, Jamil.
I mean, okay, so to answer your question, what music? Okay, Jack, let me ask you this. Just this one question. I can't believe I'm defending this shitty movie now. Just one question, Jack. Right? If you had a choice and the Imperials had music in Star Wars, what would it be?
Drowning pool, bodies at the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It would be Imperial March. Exactly. That's my. It would be Imperial March.
It would be the Imperial March.
I wouldn't give the Imperials any music because they're heartless and have no soul. There's no music in their hearts.
I mean, Jack, come on, man. But, to be fair, Jack, the Imperial March, as much as we love it, it's some Nazi-ass music if there's ever was some Nazi-ass music.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Anyway,
yeah, Star Wars. Death Star.
Yeah, so I was briefly concerned for like a couple of days after the teaser because I thought it looked really, really good, but I also thought it looked like they were running full tilt backwards from everything I liked about Episode 8. But then I thought about it for a little bit, and they're actually not.
I don't know. Do we really see Kylo Ren reestablishing the helmet?
Yes.
We actually don't. We don't see him wearing the helmet. Okay. We don't see him piloting that ship. We see a helmet being made. Could be one of the knights. We see that ship being flown. Don't see who's flying it. Hands are gloved. Never see a face. There's no proof in this entire thing that that's actually him. And even if it is, the end of the trailer ends with the Kylo Ren theme switching from a minor to a major key. And it sounds heroic as fuck. This is totally, he's totally gonna, like, this ain't him going back to being super evil or anything like that. They're not, like, undoing this shit. They're just, it's just the build up to his return.
Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. We're buried in the lead here. The Emperor laughs at the end. What the fuck was that about?
Oh, it was nothing. I mean, like, it was something, like it's gonna be important, but I don't think he's still alive.
Yeah, they go visit the Death Star. What the fuck?
that doesn't mean he was still alive.
No, I don't think he's alive. I'm just saying in general. Like, number one, which Death Star do you think that is?
It's got to be if we're talking about, it's got to be 2, because it's going to have something to do, that's where the Emperor's corpse would be.
So the first one was atomized.
Yeah, got to be the second.
So that's Endor? That's the actual planet of Endor that we never seen?
It looked like it to me, yeah.
Because, we all see the forest moon of Endor. We ain't never actually
never saw Endor, right?
Yeah, I would love to see Endor. I hope so. I sure hope it is.
And there's really no reason not to think that Palpatine may be a Force ghost.
Yeah, I was thinking he could be the first Sith Force ghost. It could be some kind of plot he had that he set into motion before he died, what with all the evil and everything. It could just be about his legacy, because the important thing here to me is that laugh was not a new recording. That was from Return of the Jedi. So I don't think he is actually back. I think it's going to be more like, ooh, look at his legacy.
I'll be happy to see the end of this movie. I think I'm Star Wars out.
Well, hey, 2022 though, baby.
Yeah, it's a couple years.
Because the Game of Thrones guys, because they gotta get that Star Wars money. That Star Wars money.
I'm on board. Everybody's all like, "Oh, they're such bad writers" and all this stuff, and they're forgetting the first 5 seasons of this, where everyone agreed universally that it was a superb show. So,
hey guys,
their track record is for them. I'm excited.
I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing about this, right? They just pushed Avatar all the way back. They said, yeah, your movies ain't coming out for a while, James. Sorry.
Well, who gives a shit? No one has. I don't know why they have put so much time and money into trying to make Avatar a thing. It was super successful 15, however many goddamn years ago, just because we hadn't seen anything like it yet. Now we've seen 80 things like it, and everything special about it isn't special anymore. I love James Cameron, but he has got to move the fuck on. Make us another movie.
No, he doesn't.
Do something else.
I'll never bet against James Cameron. I wouldn't be surprised if James Cameron came back and Avatar 2 became the biggest movie of all time. I don't bet against James fucking Cameron.
Okay, fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because look, you can say what you want to about how he feel about hero movies and shit. James Cameron ain't never had a flop in his life. The closest thing he ever came to a flop is The Abyss.
You're right.
James
I wasn't
Cameron
thinking.
Is damn near batting 1,000, so I ain't betting against that motherfucker.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I just thought about his actual track record once you said that, and it's like, oh wait, no, he makes nothing but masterpieces that are super popular, doesn't he? Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I don't give a shit about Avatar.
Except for Avatar. But yeah, no, Avatar's not. I wouldn't call Avatar a masterpiece, but it definitely redefined special effects in cinema. Like, cannot deny that. It really was incredible looking. And that's the point of it. Story didn't matter. It was just like, look at this pretty ass shit. How cool is it?
To this day, it's still the best 3D movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they've really advanced the technology at all since then. I don't think any other movies use their specific.
Coraline was incredible in 3D, but that's literally the only exception.
I'm upset because I bought, like, when Avatar came out, right? I bought the expensive $50 Blu-ray set with all the 3D and shit. Never watched it, right? I wouldn't know, like, 10 years later, there would be like a fucking 4K version there. And I feel the same way about that as I do as my expensive ass Matrix box set.
Right.
I feel worthless. Like I feel like I got to upgrade.
Is your Avatar box set, is your Avatar shit, is that 3D or is it just like Ultra Blu-ray or whatever?
No, it's 3D. I got DVD, 3D, Blu-ray.
How do you watch it in 3D?
I have a 3D TV.
Oh, I didn't
know.
know.
Fuck? That's the first I'm hearing of that.
Yeah, well,
no shit.
I mean, I got them when they was hot. My house got broken into twice in a week, and they stole all my TVs. So with my tax return, because I'm black, I bought a $2,500 TV. But that was like 5 or 6 years ago.
See, my reaction to getting my house broken into twice wouldn't be to get a more expensive thing.
Oh, we moved out. But I'm just saying.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because I was like, you're just kind of like, hey guys, here's a real good TV this time. It's just,
No, look, we moved into a new, safer place, and I literally had to buy like $100, like, shitty 720 flat screen TV that was still kind of fat, and I was just mad for 3 months. I can't do this. So I got the most state-of-the-art TV possible at the time.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, they saw you coming. They was like, yeah, let's get him with 3D. Let's get him on the curve.
No. This is before the curve. This is like 2010 or 11. This is before the whole curve thing. This is when 3D was hot. And I used the 3D one time. I ain't wanted for the 3D. I hated 3D. I just wanted like the newest TV they had. Like I
get you.
I remember when it came out, I was thinking, what a waste of time of 3D. I was like, who's going to come out with 3D fucking programming? Nobody's going to come out with 3D programming.
And they did. Yeah.
Like,
and they did.
Yep. It's just another gimmick. It's VR. It's fucking, it's just a gimmick. If at the end of the day, if what we are doing, a number of actions we have to take slightly outweigh the benefit, we're just not going to do it. Like, as a species, that's just how we operate. We are all about convenience. It's hardwired into us. So the fact that we would have to put on glasses completely cancels out everything good about 3D TV. That is one step too many. We're just not willing to do that shit.
And now I got 4K TV and a couple of 4K Blu-rays. I can't tell the difference. I think my eyes has reached its limit.
And that's kind of where I am on video game graphics.
Yeah, me too.
How much realer does it have to look? I'm fine.
Unreal. Yeah, I'm on board.
It's there.
It get better, yeah.
And it's like I was telling Jamil earlier, Kyle, when I wanted to sit up and watch wrestling with my homies sitting here, in the house, in the den, the main TV room. But my girl was going to take it over. Oh no, but I want to watch Game of Thrones with my daughter. I'm like, can't you watch it in the bedroom? She was like, yeah, but I want to watch it in 4K. Have you seen Game of Thrones in 4K? And I was quiet for a minute, and I went, yes, I understand. Never mind. You can have the TV. Because that shit does look amazing.
Yeah, no, when it comes
I've only seen maybe 3 things in 4K. One of them was Game of Thrones.
I haven't
seen
the
other
in 4K.
is a Netflix movie called Polar, which is insanely violent, and it's great.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. But so when we got our TV when we moved in here, I was of the mind that a TV is a TV, and for the most part, it really doesn't make enough of a difference for me to want to cough up a bunch of extra money for it. So I got a pretty big TV because the size is more important to me than the quality. Because because I play video games and whatever, and I didn't think the quality was that big of a difference. And I have to tell you, dumbest fucking thing I've ever done. I hate this TV. I fucking hate it. I should have bought a better TV. I hate this fucking it's just not good enough in terms of that kind of stuff, and I get weird fucking artifacts and stuff showing up in it all the time, and it already has a dead pixel, and the volume is weird. It's weirdly loud, weirdly loud.
It's time to go.
It's one of those TVs that goes up above, the number of things you can dial up on the volume is 100, and if I go over 5, the house shakes. So, I don't know what the...
shit.
I'm terrified to turn this thing up to 10. I've never done it. I'm scared.
Kyle, you got to crank it up to 11 at least once. Just to 11. Just
so you can say you did it.
Yep. So, Jack, you mentioned Netflix. You want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it?
We run for an hour. What the... look.
Do you want to talk about... look, we can wait, but come on now.
I think we should wait. We should wait.
Or maybe we should do more so we can cut out more of that Game of Thrones thing.
No, I don't know. Well,
Can you stop me blaming it on feminism, please? I would really appreciate that. And the part right there, just now,
I don't care.
asked you to.
I don't care that I blame it on feminism. I don't give a damn.
But I don't want that on the record coming out of my mouth because that shit.
So you said plenty, so that'll be overlooked. Trust me.
I don't think so. Not by certain friends. Anyway.
Our friends don't listen to this shit.
I'm begging you guys. Okay?
All right, anyway. Just chop out the part where he say feminism. Just chop it out. Leave mine in.
You think I'm gonna listen to this shit that hard on the edit? I may not catch it.
Oh, God damn it.
This is going pretty much unedited up straight up.
This is the first time in the history of us recording that I have said, I really wish I hadn't said that thing. It's never happened.
It's actually not, but...
Is it?
No.
Is it not?
No, Kyle. You said those things that you said that. Yeah.
You say regretful things off and on.
I don't remember ever catching it at the moment and being like, uh-oh.
Well, Kyle, you
was
didn't
a
blame
mistake.
it. You didn't blame it on feminism. You said SJWs, like me. I think that's what you said.
I did say like me. I did say, okay, so maybe, all right.
Like I said, you're fine. Trust me. I've got a good ear for... Well, that's not going up. I've got a good ear.
I know,
for that.
right? Y'all do a show with me, because God knows the things Jack don't have to edit out that I don't say it.
Oh, God.
The two of you have incriminated other people in criminal acts. I just said, nope, gotta edit that out.
Yeah, this still shit, I hope it's gone forever.
Nope, gotta edit that out. Yeah, so,
So we gonna wait on that one,
Jack? There's kind of this wacky documentary on Netflix, and I would like to talk about it at some point, but we've recorded for an hour now, and I don't want to start this conversation because it could probably go for a while. And this also gives our listeners an opportunity, if they have not seen this documentary, to give it a shot. And so when we talk about it next week, they'll have some frame of reference.
All right, so
the documentary is on Netflix. It's called Abducted in Plain Sight.
Oh, buddy.
It's interesting.
Uh-huh.
And I got like people I work after I watched it, and I went to work the next day, and every third person I bumped into at my job, I was like, "Hey, dude, have you seen Abducted in Plain Sight? It's on Netflix. Have you seen?" And so I got like 3 or 4 people to watch it by just giving this synopsis: man kidnaps 12-year-old girl next door. Twice.
And Jay, how did you hear about this?
Through my asshole friend Jamil Payne.
Cause I seem like, Jack, you gotta see this.
Yep, I watched it. Holy shit. Listeners, watch this shit.
Cause it's unbelievable. And when you get to a part, you 10 minutes in, you're like, oh, this is unbelievable. Then 15 minutes in, you're like, oh, come on, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes in, you're like, that's fucking unbelievable.
Yep.
And you never stop saying it.
I can't breathe.
You never stop saying this is
The
unbelievable.
story escalates and mutates in ways you will never be able to predict, listeners. It gets fucking crazy, and it really happened. It really happened.
And they're throughout, they're interviewing the principals that are involved in this, and they're all describing these insanely bizarre circumstances. They're just talking about it so matter-of-factly.
Yes.
It's just so bizarre.
I don't want to say a word. I don't
Don't
want to say
shut up,
one
Jamil.
word.
Shut up, Jamil.
So
Yeah,
here's what we do.
further than that, but go ahead.
He blew him. He had to blow him.
Shut up, Jamil.
Don't say
Shut
it.
up,
Don't say
Jamil.
it.
My
Don't say
jaw's
anything.
hurt
Don't-
laughing.
Don't spoil a single moment. Come on, man. They just gotta watch this. Just trust us.
Abducted
Just trust us.
in Plain Sight.
Listeners,
Netflix original documentary.
listeners,
Please watch
hold. I gotta tell the listeners, look, y'all, listeners, I know I'm laughing like it's gonna be funny. It's not gonna be funny.
Oh
gonna
no,
be the
it's
most-
messed the fuck
It's
up.
gonna be the most horrific shit you ever seen. But the only way you're gonna be able to cope is to kind of laugh because.
Oh no. It's the sheer absurdity of it. I've never been more excited watching an extremely fucked up documentary in my life.
I was clutching my
every
pearls.
20 minutes I turn to my fiance like, what the fuck? What? And I'm like giggling. It's insane. It's insane.
So wait, a couple of weeks ago, I watch it. I watch it by myself, and then when my girl comes home, I just sit her down, sit her down in the bedroom, and I hit play on the thing, and I walked away, and I called Jamil. I said, hey man, I saw that fucking documentary. Good Lord. We're laughing about it, right? And so we're talking for about 10 minutes about it. So I walk back upstairs, swear to God, my girl had it on pause, and I saw the counter. It said 12 minutes, 11 seconds. And she looked at me and said, what in the fuck do you have me watching? 12 minutes and 11 seconds in, and she was already at the pause, ready to beat someone up.
Jet, do you remember
never stops escalating?
When I called you, I was having an existential crisis because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was,
because I said, I'm showing my girl, and you were like, "Why did you do that, Jack? Why did you do that?" Because I had to share this. And then, so Monday and Tuesday nights, I have my standing wrestling appointment. The fellas come over, and so I'm sitting up here with my man Tommy, and so SmackDown goes off, and I say, "Hey, have you heard of this shit called Abducted in Plain Sight?" He's like, "No." I said, hold on. So I put it on, and at the 10-minute mark, he's like, man, let me get my keys, get the fuck up out of here. What kind of bullshit you got me on. So 10 to 12 minutes seems to be the point where you're either going to run with it or you're going to abandon that
10 to 12 minutes is about where I put my hand over my mouth. and it never removed from my mouth. It was just like, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, no.
There was a point where I was like, okay, after I got over the initial shock of the weird shit that was happening, I kind of was dozing off on the couch, and even to the point where I had turned my back to the TV, I'm just listening to it, because it's not really visually, exciting.
Yeah. Right,
so I'm just kind of listening and dozing off, and that's when the father makes this one admission. Man, I sat the fuck up so hard. I sat up and was fumbling for the remote. I know I didn't hear what I think I heard.
We overselling it. We overselling it. Jay, you got to cut some of this out. You got to cut a lot of this out.
All right. You're right.
We can have these conversations again on the next show.
Yeah, in detail.
Yeah.
Abducted in Plain Sight. And you know what? I can guarantee the listeners, you guys who actually jump in and watch this shit, before next week's show, I expect to see several messages on the podcast page like, oh, hey, God, Jack, we watched it.
Hey, look, if you got complaints or want to talk about it, you can always email us. Jack, what's our email?
Fuck if I know. But the podcast page, I know the podcast page on Facebook.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up. God damn it.
I don't know what the fuck the email is. I've never looked. I looked at it like twice.
Okay,
2 years ago.
Jack Random Podcast. Look, if you want to talk about this, you can email us at jackradompodcast@gmail.com. You can reach us at the Jack Random Podcast Show on Facebook. We're the only one. Can't miss us.
Oh, God.
Okay, we should wrap the show. It's been a minute.
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Okay.
Wow. I'm laughing about last week. What?
I miss doing this with you guys. It's great. Well, before you do, I would just like to tell everyone that if you would like to hear Jack and me talk about Batman, you can go to my podcast, The Comic Book Club, and listen to that. We talk about Dark Knight Metal, and this Monday coming up, I'll be putting up an episode with me and Kyle where we talk about American Vampire, written by Scott Snyder.
I am looking forward to that.
Jack, you know what, Jack? I will say this, Jack. I know you don't like Scott Snyder writing. I'm
looking forward to hearing you guys talk about it.
I'll put money on it that you will love American Vampire.
Okay, well maybe I just don't like his Batman.
Maybe, but his American Vampire is excellent. Okay.
Oh, American Vampire's fucking... Okay, well, that's what that show's for.
Yes, it is.
Listen to that show. Yeah.
Okay, well, I plan on listening to it. I'm looking forward to it, actually, so... Bleh. All right. Well, for Kyle Fulton and for Jamil Payne, I am Macadocious DJ Jack Random, and we are out.
Peace.
Kings from Queens come kings. We're raising hell like a class when the lunch bell rings.